Good afternoon, we're Team Unipay. So I'm pretty sure most of us are quite familiar with these two scenes, the horrible traffic in Bangkok and the terrible air pollution that we're always surrounded by. In fact, 44 to 73% of the air pollution in Bangkok is caused by fuel combustion from vehicles. While transferring public transportation is quite convenient in cities like Hong Kong, Singapore, or Taipei, however, it's not the case here in Bangkok. So BTS users, they have to carry Rapid Card. MRT users, they carry a BANGKOK card. Thai Smile Bus, a Hop card. And Airport Rail Link, a Smart Pass. Why can't we only have one card for all? Not to mention, some service providers are still manually collecting coins from the users. So compared to cities like Singapore, Hong Kong, or Jakarta, the average cost per kilometer to travel in public transportation is actually 7 times higher than these cities. So it's quite expensive in Bangkok.
So our solution to this is our platform Unipay. So Unipay is basically an integrated ticketing system enabler, and we aim to use 3 key technologies to enable this to happen. So firstly is NFC. So we utilize NFC technology as a medium for users to use our platform and tap and go with contactless to any of the transit operators in Bangkok. Moreover, we have an aggregate payment model. So aggregate payment model is basically interoperable system where when a user goes through one journey and goes through many modes of transportation, they'll all be charged one type of fare at the end. And also we have an open loop payment system which will allow us to for future grow our ecosystem and also create an efficient public transportation system. So our mission is simple. We want to integrate the public transportation system, make it easy, increase the ridership, and also increase affordability for the fares, and also in return decrease the use of private vehicles instead. So how did it work? So we all know there have been past efforts, and this is a really key issue in Bangkok, that how to integrate the public transportation system, because there's so many different operators. So basically we'll be working with the Office of Transport and setting up CCH, a central clearinghouse, which is basically used for financial settlement and distribution. So Unipay will be the front end of it. User creates an account with Unipay, links it with their bank account, and uses our NFC technology to tap and pay in all of our key stakeholders, so trains, buses, boats, all of our phase 1 stakeholders. And it could also be implemented in future to parking lots or convenience stores. Then after that, all the revenues allocated will be credited 1% of the transaction fee. Then from the revenue, we'll use our CCH to distribute it to the appropriate stakeholders. So we also created an organization structure. So Unipay will be set up as a common ticketing committee, and we laid out all the important department division that is required to make it happen. So we would also like to integrate the fare. So instead of ticketing, we also like to have a common base fare. So currently when you use BTS and then assuming you switch to MRT, you pay a base fare twice. So base fare is basically 15 baht common fare, which is then charged distance based on that. So it doesn't really make sense if you want to incentivize users to use more public transportation, then why do they have to pay the base fare, also known flag fall, twice? So we want to integrate that and have a common base fare of 15 baht, and then have a distance-based fare of after that of 0.5 baht charge per kilometer they travel with Unipay. We'll also have automatic switch. So currently BTS and all, they offer packages for many rides, and also with Unipay they don't need to buy those packages. They can just tap around, and if our system detects they tap many places, they'll be automatically be switched to a package. And then for buses and ferries, to integrate those, we will also have intermodal transfer discounts to basically encourage users to use more modes of transportation. So why are we doing this? So basically we want to have equitable fare. So fare that is fair for the societal and for all society class. And also through the common base fare of 15 baht plus 0.5 baht per kilometer, we calculated that this has the best fare box recovery ratio. Because since all of our stakeholders will need to have huge amounts of investment for our project, they'll be able to get a return of this soon. And also it's a one-time base fare and it encourages people to use more modes of transportation. So for our front-end system, we developed a working prototype with key features that all a user would need. So we'll have NFC technology, which is our core feature. We'll have other features as well, such as route recommendation, live scheduling of public transportation, and all the things that need to plan the journey when using public transportation. So our front-end system, Unipay, will create a user-created account, tap and go. In one journey, all of their payment will be aggregated and it will be calculated at the end. And they can basically gain rewards from that later on. So we also created a back-end system of how the CCH would work, like with the OTP, the system architecture, and also the functional requirements to have the financial settlement and distribution page. So for the back-end system, so assuming a user starts their journey, uses BTS. From that, they'll pay a common base fare of 15 baht. And then after that, they'll pay 0.5 baht per kilometer that they use instead of station. And then after that, from BTS, they have to change to MRT in the same journey. So when they'll tap out from BTS and then tap in again from MRT. And at the MRT station, they won't have to pay the base fare. They'll still be charged 0.5 baht per kilometer. And so the backend system will basically detect that where a user has tapped, see the gateway ID of the NFC, and then based on that, at the end, when the journey is completed, it will be the total fare will be calculated and credited for the user. So we also have marketing strategies. We would like to, since we want to encourage more people to use more public transportation, we'll have a points and tier system. Basically, the more you ride, the more you earn. So for every kilometer they travel, they'll get 1 point. And from that, they'll have statuses, so bronze, gold, silver, platinum. And based on that, they can unlock bundle prices for BTS and all, get discounts from it. And we also have a social media page to help promote this issue and encourage people to use more public transportation. So this whole project requires a bit of investment from stakeholders, but it's very feasible. So for the upgradation to NFC of the current stakeholders that we're targeting for MRT, ARL, BTS, and the boat and the buses, so we calculate how much each system gateway they currently have and calculate what would be the cost for each to upgrade it to NFC to account for our system. And also the cost for CCH, which will be done in partnership with the Office of Transport. So here's an estimate case. So for MRT and ARL, if they want to upgrade the current system to NFC, after post-implementation of the NFC with Unipay, they'll be able to have an increase of ridership by 13.5%, with approximately 800,000 more trips or transactions in a year. This is from more people using because of our system. Then based on that, in around 3 or 3.5 years, they'll already be able to break even.
So in Unipay, we aim to increase ridership and revenue for our stakeholders. Also is the operators by implementing a more integrated payment system, and our system is very accessible for all users. As we said, our integrated payment system will potentially help the stakeholders cut cost and resource, and potentially can boost economic growth and also promote a positive environment impact. So our implementation plan. So for the past year, we've been brainstorming and researching for this project. And in the following year, we plan to engage with all the stakeholders, as well as establish a common ticketing company under OTP, Office of Transport. And then we'll recruit a team to construct and design a back-end system and front-end system that's solid. And in the following year, we'll install and implement the infrastructure needed for this project. And we'll then collect feedback from our users and potentially expand our service. So we believe that our project steps in the field of 3 specializations, including smart city, sustainability, big data, and AI. And we believe that we can integrate our core technology, core business, and foundational skills in executing this project. So Unipay is a team of 5 members from Basai who dreams to integrate the payment system in Bangkok's public transportation and potentially providing a more enjoyable public transportation experience for all. And that concludes our slides. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Do we have any questions from the audience? Any comments, suggestions, perhaps? If not, then yes. There is a mic at the front.
governor and suggest this?
Yeah, so actually, thank you for that question. So Dr. Pietro basically asked, do we have any future plans for expansion now? And to that, it's actually good questions because we actually, throughout this course of this capstone, we actually had interviews with MRTA, the Ministry of Transport, and with that, the BEM, the Bangkok Metro Expressway as well. And so all this, we've already shown our ideas, pitched to them, talked to them on what are their thoughts on it. And they're actually really willing and they agree that it's a good step forward to do this. And so hopefully we do hope to work forward on this and maybe actually have a positive impact soon.
All right. There we have one more question.
Thank you. I want to ask one question regarding to the construction and the development of your back-end and front-end system. Regarding to this part, what's your plan in detail for this part?
Sure. Yeah, so front end. So what we imagine front end system would be done from our side, Unipay side. We develop a fully working application. We have a prototype right now. We develop it fully, and then with that, and help out with the stakeholders on one of the NFC requirements. So basically, for NFC 2, there'll be the current gateways that they have. Upgrade that in NFC, like add a chip to it. However, yeah, we will basically help them because we would like to support all types of phones as well, like Android, Apple. There are many types of different NFC requirements for that. So we help support that. And then in regard to the backend system, the main important financial settlement and distribution, that would be done through the Office of Transport and Planning. They would help us set up the whole CCH because it's a big project for that too. So that's our governance system.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Give these guys a round of applause. Project Unipay.